All right. And we're going to try and do some ADS missions again tonight, and we're going to find out what we can do. This time we're going after some seismic data. So we'll get the L21 out of the hangar here. And we're loaded up with ammo and all sorts of fun stuff. And it's just going to be a chill session. And let's go ahead and grab the mission while we're at it. We're moving up in the chain here and headed back to our usual facility, ADS facility out here in the Stanton system on one of the moons, probably on Lyria.
So this is going to be a bit strange, but one of the old experiments they had running back in the day tracked seismic changes. If Jorrit is down there, it could be showing up on those sensors. The only downside is that testing chamber isn't exactly the healthiest place to be. Take it one step at a time, and you should be able to get on with it.
Well, let's get our hangar called up here. There we go. Small hangar. And off we go. So I believe we're still in phase 2 of the ADS missions. Phase 1, fairly simple. Phase 2, you start getting into some a lot of enemy NPCs. You're going to need to carry ammo, lots of med. If you have friends you can do it with, even better. Doing it solo, it can be a little rough sometimes. Until you get a better lay of the land, you know the levels better. So we're going to start out here at Bajini Point, or maybe we're Arc L1. Yeah, we're at Arc L1, so we're going to have to jump into the Stanton system first. And then from there to Lyria. Yeah, and we're obstructed, so we're going to get out of the station here. And the L21 is really nice and fast and maneuverable. Honestly, though, we could take quite a few ships with it. Maybe something larger. There we go. Route guidance is now working. So we'll jump to ArcCorp, probably hit an orbital marker out to Lyria, and then off to our destination. And I've upgraded some of the ship components here. Quantum drive, shields, coolers, power plants. You know, just to have a little bit of extra oomph on tap if need be. And as you can see here, I'll have extra to provide to the thrusters if I want, or to weapons. But there's not any ship combat, at least so far in these missions that I've seen, and I haven't heard of any ship combat, so it's usually all ground-based stuff. So tonight, we're going to be trying to track down some seismic data. And they've done a nice job with these facilities. They really are beautiful. I still think that the pyro portion of the Star Citizen universe overall is much prettier, but there are definitely some beautiful environments out here. Oh, I love it when that happens. All right. Those random quantum drive failures. But really loving the L21 just for getting around. You have a little bit of firepower on board if you need it. Lots of maneuverability though. All right, we'll try and maintain velocity out to our destination here, and then we'll pitch down, and when we get about 15 kilometers out, we'll pitch down and then kill the speed and come in nice and easy. Beautiful. 5 engines on this thing. Really fast, maneuverable. Haven't used it in combat yet. A little bit of a red out there. Negative G's. And there's our facility down there, so we'll pop on in there. Looks like there's a ship nearby, interestingly enough. Curious to see what that is. Huh, very interesting. Just hanging out. All right. Maybe they don't know you can use the hangars here. All right. Come in nice and easy. We'll flip around. When you come into these hangars, you want to be facing towards the red wall here. That's where your exit to the elevators is going to be out of the hangar. And believe it or not, the weapon I've been finding the most useful, I know they have some new ones, but it's actually been the FS9. That's been very nice. I really like having the extra ammo capacity on, extra firepower on board when dealing with all these NPCs. And it's turned out that there's a lot of little things that you'll run into, usually in high numbers. And that's where the machine gun comes in really handy. So in the hangar, once we exit the hangar here, we're going to be in an armistice zone until we get down to the research wing. So when you're in the lobby here, you're safe. And there's also a medical facility that you can find. Very helpful. But just absolutely beautiful level here. We get out a little bit further, get that camera angle just right for you guys. There we go. Beautiful. So in most of these missions, you'll either be going to the engineering levels or the research and analytics levels. They're both equally bad. But if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We are live in dark territory tonight. I believe we're still in phase 2. But beautiful levels here. Really nice job. Gives you that nice dark, ominous feeling. You feel like you're in an abandoned facility. Okay. once we get down to the research level, technically we're not going to be in any danger, at least until we drop down a little bit further, and I'll show you where. In some of the previous phases, you would come out of the elevator and there'd be people waiting for you right here. But here, we're not going to be in any danger yet. Pick up the pace just a little bit. By the way, we're getting 120 frames per second in 4K on our new 9950X3D 29 or RTX 5090 water-cooled build. So really performing well, very performative. I'm liking it. Okay, this is where things are about to get interesting. And I have my mouse sensitivity turned down for you guys just a little bit, so we're not making anybody sick watching the video. All right, this is where things get fun. And I've noticed I have nothing in reserve, so let me get armor ammoed up here. And I'm just going to load up at first with all SMG or LMG ammo here, since we're going to be using that most of the time. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. So we'll notice down here on my ammo indicator, we have a lot of rounds. I'm ready to roll here. And I love these guys in the Xenotech lab. They're always shooting at you through the windows, or trying to. Just keep in mind that when you're doing these levels, you'll have QRF reactive forces coming in behind you. So what we'll do is we'll just pop this door open here. Try not to take them all on at the same time. Got to be careful about these corners. Sometimes I find that these flashlights actually hinder your ability to see things. Always going to loot these boxes. Always could use more of these. They'll also try and shoot at you from across here, so it's better to deal with them at distance. And they love sneaking up on you like that. There's another one. Ah, and they got me. Dang it. All right, back to Pagini Point. We'll start over. We'll have to take it a little bit slower this time. And while I'm re-spawning here, grab a soda. We'll start back out at Arc L1 here. I chose this as my spawn point because there's actually a weapons shop on the station. And so once I run out of ammo, anything that's in your pack, you're going to lose. Okay. So we'll pick up some more ammo, get our ship back. The nice thing about the new persistence is you do not lose your weapons or your armor. So that's a nice little, you don't end up in respawning in a gown, which was really a bummer. So let's go ahead and get our ship called up here, get it claimed, get it in the hangar, and then we'll hit our inventory and rearm. So once again, I have my weapons, but my backpack is empty. All right. Let's get chat turned off. And my ship should be available by now. And there she is. All right. All right. Let's spool up the quantum drive here and off we go. I absolutely hated spawning on Area 18 and having to catch the tram out and going through all that. So that's why I just chose to to do Arc L1 instead. I needed someplace that where I could replenish ammunition and weapons if need be, and then have a fairly easy jump and not have to wait on a tram, walk all the way out there, get to the spaceport after purchasing ammo in the marketplace out in Area 18. And the quantum beacon is an invalid target. I love it when that happens. Let's see if we can figure this out. Wow, weird. Well, can we get a little bit closer maybe? Maybe. Just another reminder, we're still in alpha. But we'll shorten our trip just a little bit. And we'll just maintain zero pitch for now. All right. And let's see what we got going on here. A little bit of friction in the atmosphere here. And we got to be careful with our descent since we are on a high grav moon here. And there is that player's ship just floating around up there for some reason. All right, here we go again. Let's try and be a little bit more careful this time. And I'm going to kill the music on my side. At least for me. That way I can hear the bad guys coming up on me again. Back to the research wing. And maybe I can go loot my old body for some more ammunition. And there's my dead body right there, 50 meters out, and down the rabbit hole we go again. This time there might be bad guys waiting right outside the... Yep. Let's try a little bit of P4. Kind of figured there might be. Guys are relentless. There comes one trying to sneak up behind me right there. No bueno. All right. See if we can get my ammo here. Yeah. I hear somebody else. Yep. And just running at you too. Dang, who are these guys? Friendlies, not friendlies? Who are they? I'm not sure, so I'm going to sit here and just wait for a moment. No crime stat, so it looks like these are... That one, though. Jeez. I'm going to leave him alone for just a moment since he's not shooting at me. Lots of bad guys. That is definitely... Please don't shoot me. I didn't want to get another crime stat tonight. That is nice looking armor though. I hear more. And somebody else is shooting at me from somewhere. And I hate it when they sneak up on you. Got to be really careful going down these stairs. For some reason, they see you. Oh, of course. Before we can see them. Much easier to do with friends. Anyway, if you're just joining us, say something in chat. Let me know you're around. They're still shooting my dead body here. All right, probably time to buy a little bit more ammo here. So what we'll do is we'll head over to the Galleria.
Urgent page for Dr. Chan. Needed immediately in surgery. Dr. Chan to surgery.
Everything good?
Just want to make sure we don't have any more ammo real quick. Yeah. All right. So we'll run over here to the elevators. First, we're going to get our ship claimed.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Your insurance claim has been sent.
All right. And then we'll run over to the Galleria real quick. The thing I like about Arc L1 is that the weapon shop is super easy to find. It's right off the elevators, pretty much. We'll turn off chat here. And there it is, right off the elevator. We'll grab some P4 mags. There's some FS9 mags real quick. First, we'll put a bunch of them in the backpack. 10, 20. Then we'll do the P4. Not a lot of good attachments here, though. And then just to make life easier for me when I get killed again, we'll buy $50 of those. Buy another 50 of these just for the station. That way I can rearm quickly. And I just want to make sure we don't have any more interesting weapons attachments. And it does not look like it. We do, so. I wonder if we could comp our FS9. We'll find out. All right. And right back to the elevator again. And off we go. Okay. Throw one of those there. And then we'll go grab our ship and get the heck out of Dodge. What a tough level for a single player. Okay, so here we go. Got plenty of ammo for the FS9 and for the P4. And before we get the party started, we'll just make sure. That we have a couple of different ammo types on the waist here. So if I need to switch weapons really quick, I have ammo for everything. It looks like we are all set. Okay. And if you're just joining us, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We are live tonight, trying to complete some ADS missions. We're in phase 2 right now, the contracts. The new Kruger L21. All right, let's get our destination plugged in here. And I love how it says the beacon is an invalid target. What a bummer. There we go. All right. And in the top right is my social media rotator, and the bottom left is my Discord. All right, so we'll hit the outer marker. It looks like, I'm sorry, orbital marker 5. And then off we go here to Lyria. And then finally, to the dark side of the moon here. And we'll maintain high velocity once again until we get over the research over the ADS facility, and then we'll slow down here a little bit. All right, we'll take a third crack at it tonight by ourselves. And that's just somebody's ship just floating around. Kind of weird. All right. All right, let's see if we can go kill more bad guys here. One thing you got to be careful with in these missions is there are other players, live players. So you can't just shoot anything that moves. You got to make sure and identify your targets first. I did end up with a crime stat. I revived them, but... All right, back to the research wing we go. And if you're just joining us, welcome to AlphaInfinity Tech. We're live in dark territory tonight. Trying to retrieve seismic data from the research wing. And once again, usually pretty safe up here on the top level near the elevator lobby. But once you get down, and you hear some shooting already. There's somebody moving right here. Get her back up against the wall here. And get some more P4 mags on the belt. And we went this way and got smoked last time, so we're going to take a little bit different route this time. Nice and easy. See if we can see any movement. And I could always use some extra med pens. And there's my dead body laying right over there. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll go clear out this room next. Don't know where he came from. And I can hear a lot more. They'll come in from behind you over here. And over here. Gonna take a look here. All right, let's go clear out this room next. The main problem I've been running into is that every time I try to get into this room, they try to come in after me from behind. I know there's one more in here somewhere. Where are you? Ay, ay, ay. And this is where I absolutely got torn up right here. They kept spawning in behind me. Yep, there's another one somewhere. Let's go find them. That's what I'm talking about right there. And they just keep on coming. Where is he? I gotta say, I just don't feel very welcome. And you always got to check your back. Always. Just because you cleared an area does not mean a thing. Ay, ay, ay. Terrible. There comes another one. And that is why I like the FS9 so much. And they run at you too. It's not like they sneak up on you. They're full speed coming right at you. Check our 6 again. I can still hear him. All right, see if we can loot our body from last time. Hopefully I don't get smoked right here again. I don't see anybody this time, so. All right, we have our med pens. Very carefully make our way down here. And I know I'm going to spawn something when I show up right down here. I'm going to go find a corner to hide in. I knew it. Any interesting ammo? No. All right. No bad guys hiding in the bathroom. And I can hear him shooting. I'm sure you can too. Crap. Ah, couldn't get to my med pen fast enough. Dang it. Tough level. Came around a corner and ran right into 3 of them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a night and give it another shot tomorrow. So I'll be on streaming tomorrow. I want to thank everybody who joined me tonight. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up on the stream if you don't mind. And in the comments on this particular video, let me know how the streaming quality was for you. I'd like to know if audio was good. You should be able to watch in 4K. I'm showing that